Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to give you three good mornings. It's a beautiful day out there. Beautiful. I'm hoping that your day has started well. I welcome you into this space with Sandy. I am Sandy Winborn, and I'm happy to be with you. I really and truthfully am. I'm excited about this day. I'm excited about every day. I can honestly tell you the days that I am given. Good morning, Barbara. The days that I am given, they're a blessing. We weren't promised, you know, to be here forever. So we need to make the best use of our time, the absolute best. So how do we do that? How do we do that? And so I'm going to, certainly wait a few minutes and have some more people come into this space with us this morning. Good morning, Barbara. What are you doing? How are you doing? I miss you dearly. Love seeing your smiling face, and love you to hit them high notes. So it's really good for us to have this time this morning. I have my cup of confidence, and I also have my serenity. I am very peaceful doing what I am doing. When you've been given something that you know is a blessing, then you need to use it. And I thank you for that. And as you're coming into this space, I hope you will hit share. Just hit the share button. You don't even have to write anything unless you want to say, hey, join this. You may find some of the information that Miss Sandy's talking about is good. It's good stuff. This is, to me, good for the soul. It's good for the spirit. It's good for the time alone, or the time with family where you're trying to get to know them again, or get to know yourself better about how you deal with them, and how you deal with yourself in the midst of this COVID-19. We were all down. We are down. Good morning, Mia. You're so wonderful to see you this morning online. We all get to the place where there's things that we cannot do. We just can't do them. So because we're limited, we have to know what to do with the time that we're given. I don't want to get on the other time of quarantine and not say I did nothing for myself. Or and even in the midst of the fact that we do so many things for so many other people, sometimes the pause is that we need to take a break and put ourselves in that pause, and put ourselves in a position to say we're going to do more for ourselves right now than what we were doing before. And so I have a few poems. I always have something for you every morning. Sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a poem, and of course I do have my questions. And for those of you who are just coming on, I've been doing this for years. It was part of my doctorate, called Multiple Intelligences, and the fact that we have so many other things, so many other gifts beyond IQ. So we're not talking about the typical IQ, but we are talking about the fact that we are an intelligent group of people, and we were given gifts, and these gifts are our talents. For me, it's your ability to move, and you can move fluidly and make other people want to move and give them that desire. So you would certainly be a person who has the intelligence of kinesthetic. You are a person who moves. And then there's a person who can sing. That would be Barbara. Barbara can sing. Barbara hits high notes, and everybody's looking, well, who is that? Where are they at in the choir? So those are things. Those are gifts. Those are what they call multiple intelligences. And therefore, they give us something that we can stand on, something that we can showcase, something that is all a part of who we are and what we do. Good morning, T. And so the excitement is that we have things that we can use, and some of us never get around to using all the gifts we have. We're so busy being busy bees with other people. We be with other people. I want you to get back to the me of who you are, the I statement. And sometimes we're almost taught not to say I. Because it gives a sense that we might be just for ourselves. That's not true. It is not true. We are really put in a position to not only help others, but while we are helping others, we are helping ourselves. I'm absolutely excited about the fact that this came to me. I had been doing it years ago, face to face, and something woke me up one morning, early in the morning. I know it was God, and He said, "You got work to do. You can help some of them." I always tell people, I don't have a huge following. I'm just starting out, but guess what? God will expand your territory. So if you all will share, then that means more people will know about the good work that He is doing in me for you, who's ever out there listening. So I have a poem today, and my poem it's anonymous. No one knows who wrote it, but everybody knows I'll write my own poems, but time I go out there and I want to find something that's just a little bit different, helping you refocus back onto the I or the me of you. That's what we're trying to get to. So here's the poem. It says, an amazing thing happens when you get honest with yourself and you start doing what you love, what makes you happy. You stop wishing for the weekend. You stop merely looking forward to special events. You begin to live in each moment. I'm going to say that again. You begin to live in each moment and start feeling, like a human being. You just ride the wave that is life with a feeling of contentment and joy. You move fluidly, steadily, calm, and grateful. It says a veil is lifted and a whole new perspective is born. Is that not good? Don't you want to know what your new perspective will be? What will you be looking forward, not looking back, looking up, not looking down, looking around, and not staying just in the center of nowhere, the center of your little existence, when you have so many other rings that are in the tree that you are a part of. You're a tree. You have some roots. You have some roots. And yesterday, I told the little tale about the tree that I saw that had fallen, and underneath it said, but the tree is still being fed, because guess what? The roots were still planted. So therefore, the tree was still growing. It was just leaning. How do you know that you don't lean? A lot of us do. We lean, but we don't stand back up in our own. We should. Stand up in your own. Good morning, Jean. Good morning, Lizzie. Stand up on your own. Who are you? You're an amazing individual. You have things to offer everybody. Your life. In fact, sometimes, and I want you to get in touch with this. Have you ever thought about the miracle of life? It's, to me, the fact that we were, out of all the species that were made by God, the fact that we can see, can hear, can feel, but the ability to talk and move and all those things, that's extraordinary stuff. And we were given dominion over the other things that couldn't do that. I was thinking one day, I said, man, I wouldn't want to wake up as a snake. I don't want to wake up as a dog. Okay? Even though I think the dogs and snakes have their purpose. I'm a little untrustworthy about the snake. But the dog, okay? You understand that that's the order of life. But we were given so much. And I don't want to leave this life not saying that I did as much as I could with what was given me. That's what I'm trying to encourage. Use all of the gifts that you have. Every single bit. It's in you. It's in you. It exudes. It's something that can be so phenomenal when you discover it. When you get back down. Remember, we're going down into our basement. And I'm using that basement, parenthetically. I'm letting you know that you're going down only to come back up. But on the way down, you have to clean the steps. Get the clutter out the way. I always give the scenario, and I'll continue to give it. The scenario talks about, you've been in a house a long time, and what's in the house? Everything, because what you don't bring in, other people bring in. And then what you don't take out stays there. So ultimately what happens is it becomes more and more and more of you, what I would say overcome by the things. And sometimes it's people, sometimes, and there's so many people, they have a thing for certain things. They have a collection of things. I used to collect Barbie dolls for my daughter. You know what? She'd look at those things real quickly. That was my thing, because I didn't have Barbie. My mother was bringing me a step-down doll. I was like, that don't. And then my doll, I had this thing. My doll wasn't the way I wanted my doll to look. My mother gave me a little black doll. I didn't want the black doll. I would be a part of that study, okay? I said, that doll don't look like them dolls that I see on TV. But that was the era I grew up in. That was the phase that my folks were in. But it was also what they could afford. Sometimes we don't realize that we can only afford certain things, so therefore the exposure is different. But what I was seeing on TV was not what I was getting on Christmas or my birthday. But once again, even though I was seeing it for my daughter, she didn't see it for herself. Same thing with dressing her up. I wanted her always to be foo-foo like her mom. No. She was like, I don't want that stuff. To me, she would take like one of them expensive little dresses I would buy from Macy's in New York. I was just so excited, thinking she was going to be all cute and prissy. No, absolutely not. She hated it. She was practically jumping in puddles the same time of having on them little roll down socks and a little cute little dress on. Hated it. And we used to fuss every day back and forth because, sorry about the dog. The dog had heard something outside. She'd have on this little, it was a two-piece outfit with Snoopy on it. That's what she wanted to wear. Snoopy outfit. Nothing else. So after a while, I finished talking to the teacher and at school, and I said, listen, I'm having trouble every day about this outfit. I said, she has other clothes, but she will not wear the other clothes. So therefore, she's going to be wearing this outfit because to me, it's more important that she learns than it is for me to be fussing with her and getting her upset about what she's wearing. And sometimes we have to pick and choose our battles. But once again, that was what I wanted for her and not what she wanted for herself. I'm asking you the same thing. What do you want for you? Not your children, not your grandchildren, not your mom, not your dad. If you still have those wonderful people in your lives, great. But what do you want? What do you want? So let's go on. I have some other good stuff. And going back to the multiple intelligences, there is a section of a website I can send you that you can actually go there and you can actually take the test. And the test is going to tell you your entire personality, to include not only what your high, medium, and low levels are in terms of all the intelligences, of which there are many. You're also going to find out what kind of learner you are. Many of us have lived our lives and never know how we learn. We don't know if we're an auditory learner, or we're a learner that must learn only by, us, reading it ourselves, or we're a kinesthetic learner where we learn by somebody demonstrating it for us. That's how we learn it. I don't know what he's heard, but apparently there must be somebody outside. I know there's some people working in the area, picking up some leaves and stuff and cutting down trees. So I apologize for that, but that once again, there's life. I can't control that. Tomorrow, I hope I remember, I have a poem that talks about what you can really control, what's in your control. And you'll find out you have a lot in control, but we give a lot of our control up to other people and other things. We just give it up. So we need to talk about how do I regroup on this? What else can I do that makes sense for me going forward? You know, I'm hoping after quarantine you've made some changes. You found out what else I can do and how can I get there, and if I need to take anybody with me. Because a lot of times we're so busy being a part of the we never get to the me. You know, the we and the me, or the be together versus the me together. I'm together because I'm all by myself. That's the me. And so we want to talk about those things. And so I have some questions for you. So I'm going to give you a minute to go get your paper and pencil. If you haven't already, have a piece by your side. And while you're doing that, we're going to talk about, this program started when I began wanting to work with some ex-offenders on telling them that, you know, we can't change our past. We cannot do it. No matter what and how much we like to change, we can't do it. Okay, our past is our past. The things we've encountered, and we can't continue blaming our past for our not seeking a future. We can't. You know, it's okay that we've been hurt. That's what I used to tell some of my clients as a counselor, is that, you know what, you can blame your mother and father and sisters and brothers and teachers and this and that as long as you want, but it doesn't change the fact that you are you. It doesn't change the fact that those things built the bark on you, built the varnish on you, got you to the point where you were on the other end of not feeling good about who you are. But what I'm saying to you, good morning, my niece Rhonda. So what I'm saying to you is, don't worry about it. Can't change those things. And the things you can't change, you got to give them up. Oh, there's a song like out there. I got to give it up. Isn't that by Marvin Gaye? I'm saying give it up. Give it up. Play that music and say, dance around the house as you're just by yourself. Or you can have somebody dance with you, but let them stay 6 feet away. But the point is that you got to give things up. And you can't look back, going back to retrieve stuff that it keeps you there. That's why sometimes I tell people, write a note to something that you hate or somebody that you have had, you know, great disagreement with. Write it down, okay? Tell it on the paper. Then tear the paper up. Burn the paper, shred it, throw it away, okay? And when you throw it away or you burn it up and you get rid of it, you're done with it. Don't pick it up anymore. It has no value. It has no value. You can honestly say that it gave you some things that hurt you. It gave you some things that disappointed you. It gave you some things that set you back. But guess what? You can set back in your pity and stay there, or you can come on up out of your pain and go to your joy, which will be your peace. That's important. That's where you want to go. You want to go to your peaceful place. You don't want to constantly say somebody is to blame for your hurt, for your anger, for your frustration, for your disappointment, for your failure. Excuse me. At some point in time, yeah, they were. They could have been the pivotal. And sometimes we're distorted about who we want to blame. Because when we don't want to take on the responsibility of our own error, our own missteps, our own faulty decisions, there we are. What do? We blame. I'm asking you, let the blame go. Come on back to self. Come on back to me. Take on the I of I am. I am somebody who's going to succeed. I am somebody who's looking forward. I am somebody who will not look back. And on top of all that, in my doing all of that, I'm going to find my new lot. My new lot, which is launching opportunities in transition. What is your new lot? That's your new space. Okay? When you go looking for a house, you know, you're just looking with your eyes and, okay, I want this and this and this. That's what I want you to do. Dress up what your new house, your self house, is going to look like. What's it going to be? What's going to be in there? You know, you're going to be colorful. You're going to be happy. You're going to be peaceful. You're going to be grateful. You're going to be thankful. You're going to be kind. You're going to be all those things. You know, what will you do? What will you do with your new house? You know, that means I will not bring in the anger. I will not bring in the hurt. I will not bring in the distrust. I will not bring in what's in my rear. I won't do it anymore because it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. I do not deserve it. I do not. And so I have to find launching opportunities in transition. That is your lot. What is your lot? What will your lot be? What will it be? So anyway, getting to today's questions, I always start out with a little, 10, 15 minutes of motivational stuff. Now I'm getting down to you, what you're going to do with the motivational stuff and these questions. So here's today's questions. Your first question: how much progress have you made in making some changes during quarantine? How much? Don't lie. You don't have to lie to me. Remember, this doesn't come to me. This is all about you. This is a me involved, project. It's a me involved. Doesn't it? In fact, anything you do should not have to do much with anybody else. It doesn't. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Frida. I'm telling you that what you do with your life, what you do with yourself, cannot be tied up to anybody else. Okay? Unless it's a marriage and stuff. And then you have to talk about, you still need a me in the middle of being married. You still have to know who you are. You still have to understand that the me of you can understand what the being with somebody else is all about. But if you're all by yourself, or you're with somebody else, and you never make any what I call transition towards tomorrow, then today doesn't matter. You need some bearing. You need some roots. You need to anchor it down. Who am I? Who am I? My name is. But it's not just in the name. It's what does my name do? Who is my name? Who am I? Who are you? That's what I'm asking you. Who are you? What progress have you made? If you made no progress, say so. Okay? If you're working on progress, say so. If you've changed a few things, indicate that. Okay? And if you're working on them, and you know you need more time to work on them, write it. I'm working. That's a good thing. Because work to me means progress eventually will be made if you're really working. Eventually there's going to be a product from your work. It's going to be either a project was completed or that you received something that you deserved, be it monetarily, be it through gratification, your own, be it through your own, your trust is built up in yourself, your willingness is built up in yourself, and guess what? You know where you're going. Second question, are you lonely? Indicate that. Are you lonely? Are you a person that just has to have so many people around you? Good morning, Sonia. That you don't understand what being alone is all about. Lonely and alone are two different things, and that's why I asked it. Lonely means is that you need people, you need something, that occupies your time. What I'm telling you is get in touch with the color of your mood. What color is your mood? Do you have a gray mood today, last night, this morning? Do you have a pink mood? Do you have a rosy mood? Do you have a blue mood? What is the color of the mood? And get in touch with your loneliness. Are you lonely for things and people and all that? Or are you just alone? See, sometimes people get mixed up about being alone. I enjoy being alone. Now, I enjoy being with people too, because I love to be the life of the party. I love to have a little joke here and there and enjoy people that can make me laugh. I can throw my head back. But when I'm talking about being lonely, that is when it's real significant of emptiness, because something isn't there. And we can sometimes, don't get me wrong, you can have some loneliness and it's okay, some. But if it's what I call continuous loneliness, continuous, a continuous position of not being content, not being satisfied, I want you to try to get in touch with the loneliness only to come out. But understand that loneliness, like other things, can have a color to it. We can have black loneliness. We can just be absolutely dark about the loneliness we feel or being alone. I want you to be comfortable with being alone, whether you're lonely or not. Be comfortable with it. Yeah, today, I felt like I really needed some people around. I really wanted to see more folks. I really wanted to be a part of more than what I'm doing. But the point is that when you are by yourself, that gives you time to focus on nothing but you. Not everybody likes it, And somebody, Jean, just said that. She said, I am an extrovert when I go out and an introvert at home. Okay, and see, I'm with you, Jean. That sums me up. When I'm out, I can have a good time with the best of them. Have a good time. Sing, dance, life of the party, charades, whatever. I'm good. But when I'm home, I find my peace. I find my tranquility. I find my time of just saying, good morning, Carla. I find my time of just saying, wow, this is amazing. I find time to do something for me. And I can honestly say, before quarantine, I was running here and there. I was like an octopus. I had my arms and everything. In fact, I have a meeting today. So some of the things that I'm involved in, I still have to meet, but I'm doing them through Zoom. But my point is that it still gave me enough time to not have to get in the car, drive someplace, come up with a whole bunch of things that were going on. Good morning, Terry. Come up with a whole bunch of things that just took me away from the me I needed to get in touch with. We're so busy. I feel that I always wondered what it was like during, the biblical days, early in the Bible, when people didn't have all the trinkets that we have to deal with, the internet, the technology, the social media, the dancing, the drinking, and I know they danced and drank. Okay, don't let them get me. They did that stuff. But I'm saying, what else did they do? Okay, bathe in the Nile. Okay, what else were they doing? Watching, snake dancing and stuff coming up out of little vats and stuff. So, to me, I'm glad that the Lord chose me to be born at this time. I really am. Only because I know there's a lot to do, but sometimes I have to sit myself down. I have to sit out. I have to sit back. I said, look, I'm not a part of that today. Okay? And so quarantine has given me a time to do that. It's probably given you the time. What are you doing with your time? Have you gotten in touch with being lonely? And can you identify your mood? Have you been in the same mood since you've been home? Or do you have other things going on? And our last question for you for today is, who or what do you miss most right now from your life being under quarantine? Who? What? What is it? Is it a person? Is it, family at a distance that you were going to go visit? Is it the people you work with if you're working from home? Because some people don't function well without a lot of people around. Others do. They function with or without people. That's what I want to be, to function with and without people, meaning I can be a team player, but then also I can be alone and be heading up my solo opportunity to find more about me that I need to know. And that makes it important. So we're going to go back over some of the questions we have today. And I'm going to read this poem again for those who came in late. And it was written anonymously, so I don't know who penned it. But to me, it says a lot about what I'm talking about today. And every day I always have something that I do it Monday through Friday on the Facebook Live. And then I also have my own YouTube channel. This was all on a challenge. So I have my YouTube channel, and it's under Sandra L. Winborn, PhD. So I do have my channel, and my channel has all of these videos on there, which makes it a romantic dinners. Oh, that's so sweet. That's Jean telling us what else she likes to do. But here's today's poem, and I hope you like it. It says, an amazing thing happens when we get honest with ourselves and start doing, it's actually yourself, and start doing what you love and what makes you happy. You stop wishing for a weekend. You stop merely looking forward to special events. Merely underline that. You begin to live in each moment and start feeling like a human being. You just ride the wave of that life with a feeling of contentment and joy. You move fluidly, steadily, calm, and grateful. It says a veil is lifted and a whole new perspective is born. Can you imagine? Once you take off the layers, once you get down to the real you, the heart, the soul, the me of who you are, can you imagine decluttering the steps going down to the basement? And I want to ask the question, are any of you on your way back up from the basement yet? I don't know. So that's why I've stayed on the stairs of the basement and on the way down to the basement a minute. And I'll probably be there a little until you indicate, hey, you can move on. I've met some of the things in my basement, and I've come up with a better perspective of who I am and how I'm going to act after quarantine. I'm going to be able to say more, no more. I'm going to indicate when things aren't right. I'm going to express my happiness when I'm happy, but I'm also going to be able to express my sadness when I'm sad, or my disappointment when I'm disappointment, my anger when I'm angry, just as long as I'm not doing it in a malicious way or intimidate or one of intimidation. So anyway, here's our questions for today. How much progress have you made during quarantine? How much? Second question, are you lonely? And if you're lonely, what color is your mood of your loneliness? What color is it? Who or what do you miss the most now? Who or what? Could be you trying to get to your favorite restaurant, trying to get to your favorite friend, trying to get to your favorite dance location, What is it? So anyway, I want you to take a moment today, in fact, many moments of your day, and enjoy who you are. Rally in the fact that you can make decisions and not go back on them. That you're finding your way to be able to say no instead of yes. And that you're able to really get in touch with the I, the me of who you are. I want you to do that. I think it's vital. I think it's healthy. And the other thing is I'm going to give this little promo at the end. If you know your loneliness is so low that that you're depressed, then there are ways that you can do that. You can certainly contact the different services that are in town, like through Lakeview and the other types of. They even have personal counseling that they can do by video screen, so you can get in touch with that feeling of deep sadness, deep emptiness. But my prayer is that you're doing well. My prayer is that you're really enjoying this time in my space, and that you're going to move forward. You're going to come up your stairs. You're going to have a better, view of going forward. You're going to leave a lot of the stuff from your past in your past. And the excitement is that you will be a new you on your way to a newer discovery of all the things that you didn't know you didn't do and didn't know you had in your past. You have a great day. I hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day for the week. And are you stuck? Yes, we are all stuck. Have a great day. And thank you for stopping in. Bye-bye.